Welcome, horror movie fans. Are you ready to test your knowledge of the most spine-chilling films ever made? From the classics that set the standard to modern tales that redefine the genre, let's see if you can guess them all. In the classic horror film Psycho, what inspired the infamous shower scene? The correct answer is a real-life murder case. Hitchcock was inspired by Ed Gein, a killer who used his victim's skin. Which classic horror movie features a possessed child named Regan? Regan MacNeil is the possessed girl in The Exorcist, a movie that shocked audiences with its intense and terrifying portrayal of demonic possession. What actress starred in the 1931 film Frankenstein as the character of Elizabeth? Mae Clarke played the role of Elizabeth Lavenza in the iconic film Frankenstein, directed by James Whale. Which classic horror movie involves a haunted hotel and a character named Jack Torrance? The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick, is a psychological horror film based on Stephen King's novel. It showcases Jack Nicholson's iconic performance. In Night of the Living Dead, what is the cause of the reanimated corpses? Unknown supernatural force raises the dead, creating chaos and horror in the cult classic film. Who directed the original 1933 film King Kong? Marion Cooper co-directed King Kong, creating a groundbreaking, iconic monster movie. Which classic horror movie features a family tormented by paranormal activity in their home? Poltergeist 1982 revolves around the Freelings, a family whose home is invaded by malevolent ghosts, leading to chilling supernatural disturbances. What is the name of the ancient Egyptian artifact in The Mummy that brings trouble to those who disturb it? The Book of the Dead is the cursed artifact in The Mummy that sparks chaos and unleashes the vengeful mummy, Imhotep. What classic horror movie is known for its twist ending involving the character Dr. Malcolm Crowe? In The Sixth Sense, Dr. Malcolm Crowe, played by Bruce Willis, realizes he is a ghost. The movie's twist ending became iconic. Which filmmaker directed the 1922 silent film Nosferatu? F.W. Murnau directed Nosferatu, considered a classic vampire film with iconic imagery. What classic horror film features a group of strangers trapped in a remote motel during a storm? In Psycho, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, the characters find themselves at the mercy of Norman Bates in Bates Motel. In Rosemary's Baby, what is the name of the character played by Mia Farrow? Rosemary Woodhouse is the character played by Mia Farrow in Rosemary's Baby, a classic horror film directed by Roman Polanski. Which classic horror movie involves a black and white dreamscape where a character encounters his shadow self? The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is renowned for its expressionist style and depiction of psychological horror, featuring a surreal dreamscape. What is the name given to Mr. Hyde's evil alter ego in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Mr. Hyde is the evil alter ego of Dr. Jekyll in the story, representing the darker, immoral side of human nature. In Carrie, what supernatural power does the title character possess? Carrie possesses the supernatural power of telekinesis, allowing her to move objects with her mind. Which classic horror movie features a serial killer named Michael Myers stalking babysitters on Halloween night? In Halloween, Michael Myers terrorizes babysitters in Haddonfield. This 1978 film is a landmark in the slasher genre. Who directed the 1945 film Dead of Night, known for its anthology of supernatural tales? Alberto Cavalcanti directed Dead of Night, a groundbreaking horror anthology film with eerie and memorable stories. What classic horror film centers around a cursed videotape that brings death to whoever watches it? The Ring is a 2002 American supernatural horror film directed by Gore Verbinski, based on the 1998 Japanese horror film Ring. It follows a cursed videotape that leads to the viewer's death. In The Shining, what is the significance of the number 237? Room number 237 is where the haunting apparition of the woman with slit wrists resides in The Shining. Which classic horror movie features a character named Leatherface, who wears masks made of human skin? In the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface terrifies with his gruesome masks. The film is known for its raw intensity and influence on the horror genre. In The Omen, what is the significance of the numbers 666? In The Omen, 666 is known as the number of the beast and symbolizes the devil. Who composed the iconic music for the 1978 film Halloween? John Carpenter not only directed Halloween, but also composed its chilling score, setting an eerie atmosphere that remains a horror classic. In The Birds, what unusual event triggers the bird attacks in the small town? The loud noise from a train triggers the bird attacks by disturbing the birds and causing them to act aggressively. On what holiday is the 1974 film Black Christmas set? The film Black Christmas is set during the Christmas holiday, adding to its eerie and unsettling atmosphere. What classic horror film involves a mysterious antique box that houses a demonic entity known as the Lament configuration? The Lament configuration box unleashes the Cenobites led by Pinhead in the film Hellraiser. In Poltergeist, what unusual occurrence happens to the family's youngest daughter through the TV screen? She gets sucked into the screen by supernatural forces, leading to chilling consequences. Which classic horror movie centers around a cursed painting that brings misfortune to those who possess it? In The Picture of Dorian Gray, a corrupted man's portrait ages instead of him, reflecting his inner evil. What is the name of the fictional character created by H.P. Lovecraft, known for its tentacled face and cosmic horror? Cthulhu is a cosmic entity often depicted with a mix of octopus, dragon, and humanoid features, symbolizing unknowable cosmic horrors. In A Nightmare on Elm Street, how does Freddy Krueger attack his victims in their dreams? Freddy Krueger attacks his victims in their dreams using his iconic razor-fingered glove, instilling terror among both the characters and audience. Who is the masked killer in the slasher film Scream? Ghostface, the iconic killer in Scream, wore a ghost-like mask and terrorized the town of Woodsboro in this classic horror film. What classic horror film involves a possessed doll named Chucky inhabited by the soul of a serial killer? Child's Play follows the story of Chucky, a doll possessed by a serial killer. This iconic horror film spawned multiple sequels and became a cult favorite. In The Haunting of Hill House, what is the name of the haunted mansion that the Crane family moves into? Hill House is the name of the haunted mansion featured in the Haunting of Hill House series. Which classic horror movie features a haunting taking place in a New England farmhouse during the colonial period? The correct movie is The Conjuring, inspired by the real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. What is the name of the malevolent spirit that possesses the young girl in The Conjuring? Valak, also known as the Nun, is the malevolent entity that possessed the young girl in The Conjuring. In It Follows, what supernatural curse is passed through sexual encounters? In It Follows, a supernatural entity relentlessly pursues those it's passed to through sexual contact. Who directed the 1963 film The Haunting, based on the novel The Haunting of Hill House? Robert Wise directed The Haunting, known for its psychological horror and innovative camera work. What classic horror movie involves a cursed gypsy medallion that brings misfortune to its owners? The movie involving the cursed gypsy medallion is Thinner, directed by Tom Holland, based on Stephen King's novel about a man cursed with rapid weight loss. In The Babadook, what form does the sinister entity take in the story? The Babadook appears as a malevolent spirit wearing a top hat and is central to the psychological horror theme of the movie.